possession line.
Huge bid, gets the
It's a great
target.
opportunity for the Germans, and they break with ease.
Throw it the full 80 yards to the field. Are you kidding me?
And an incredible catch.
You are kidding me.
Oh my God!
One of the plays of the year.
Welcome to day 2 of Canadian Ultimate Championships Masters Edition. My name is Kimberly Morin. I will be one of your 2 hosts. I'm joined with my partner,
Brandon Adibe.
Hi Brandon, how are you?
Good, yourself?
Good, thank you. We would like to start with a land acknowledgement that we are on unceded territory of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation. It is sunny here in beautiful Ottawa, Canada. It is hot and humid. We hear the horn here. We are starting a game, a mixed division game between Rewind from British Columbia versus Firefly from Manitoba. And so Firefly is starting on D. We're going to see Rewind picking it up to Malayo with a cheeky IO to start it. Luongo to Kensei. To Laxon. And all the way. Completed to Luongo. I mean, welcome. Welcome to the game.
Converting a quick score, running down this near side of your screen. Very efficient, saving some legs, quick movement, and really good disc movement.
100%. Everybody, I mean, what, there's 7 people on the line, but that's as close to everybody touching it as you can potentially get.
Yeah, everyone involved early here. It's really important to get touches, especially on that old line. Getting everyone involved, and as the game goes on, they're going to be ready to take even more touches as we go further.
We will be enacting heat breaks now that we've hit the noon mark. It's getting quite warm out here for the teams, and so when a team reaches 4 points and 12 points, the breaks will be the same duration as timeouts.
Very warm in Ottawa this weekend. You've seen yesterday, some teams opting to go under shade, get some water, get some food in them during those heat timeouts. And honestly, really good that we have that, keeping the players' health in
mind,
the forefront.
100%.
Yeah.
We have Rewind that are seeded 13th going against Firefly here that are seeded 20th. So if things remain as a seed expects, we should see a victory from Rewind, but you never know.
Yeah, that's why we play Ultimate, though.
Firefly picking it up on O. McFarlane with the disc. An IO backhand that's not completed. So Rewind gets a chance at picking it up. Nice catch here by Wu. To Price. No. And he jumps it in more with the score. So we are 2-0 Rewind.
Rewind working the disc quickly, even on this D-line unit, moving it from side to side here, and a very nice toe tap to get it into the end zone without having to throw some extra passes.
And shout out to Rewind in this situation. I feel like they really did a good job of getting exposure both to women and the men on the field. That's my trademark of a good mixed team, is making sure that the entirety of the genders touch the disc consistently.
Super crucial. Everyone's getting opportunities and finding them in different parts of the field, which we saw they're doing a really good job of. Makes your team harder to defend, and you honestly just become a better team in the mixed division when you're able to play through both.
Completely agree. It is windy today in Ottawa, so you will see from the back of your screen there's quite a bit of flags going. It appears to be left to right on your screen with a bit of a diagonal component, so top to bottom of your screen if you can 2D this. So there is wind to contend with on both these sides. These teams have to adjust, really put a lot of spin on their discs, and acknowledge where they're throwing from on the field. Rewind with the pull, Firefly to pick up. Seeing a zone here from Rewind, a 3-person cup. It was good, quick movement, but fortunately a turf here from Firefly. So Rewind gets a chance for a break. Naga with the disc to Malayo. Nice break backhand, but unfortunately that gets picked up by the wind. Firefly playing against a zone once again. Nice catch here by Chen. Chen to Stevens, to O'Shaughnessy.
And we have
foul,
a
strip
call.
call.
Did appear to still be in Chen's hands as they release the disc, so seems like it's going to be ruled a foul here by observer Ethan Lang.
Shout out to our observer crew. Chen with the disc. Good put up field here. Stevens. I'd be willing to bet that that's probably a couple. Stevens to Stevens, potentially married. Back to Stevens again.
They got that connection going downfield here.
Firefly doing a good job of working it through that zone. A lot of throws, especially from Stevens and Chen here, quarterbacking this offense. Stevens ruled not in, right on the doorstep of the end zone. A lot of traffic. She's able to dump it, and there is a pick call.
Firefly really crowding this far side front of the end zone. Kind of a tough spot to be in where everyone's fled into that one area. But seems that they have some joy in finding some open space there.
Exactly. If you look at your screen, you'll see that the entirety of the 7 players are in one, I'd say quarter, even fifth of the end of the field. But they punch it in, and Firefly's on the board.
Firefly really doing some good handler movement on that point. We saw Chen touching the disc quite a bit, Stevens working together well. And honestly, nice to see the zone movement, zone offense, getting that zone defense to move a lot.
And I don't know about you, but working from the right side of the screen to the left side, I feel will be tougher throwing wise. And so Firefly did a really good job of working it through the zone as well as working it upwind all the way through the entirety of the field.
Yeah, they were very confident and composed at the same time, working through that upwind, as you mentioned. And it's kind of tough here because as much as it is upwind, it's very blustery in certain areas of this field where some throws that are nice and fly really well. In other areas of the field, it might pick up, it might
Yep.
drop. The wind is very swirly in some areas.
Yep.
So kudos to them.
Rewind will pick up on offense. Great pull by Firefly. Chin looking for something upfield, but chooses to push it back to Luongo. Stuck in the corner over here. Rewind trying to make it out. Rewind with a lot of movement. Sue with the disc. Appears there was a call.
There was a call. It looks like maybe a contact or foul call on Sue. Not sure if it was foul. If it's a foul, it will stop play unless Sue said play on, but I don't think he did. So the disc is going to come back to where the foul occurred.
Have you ever played mixed?
A little bit. I've dabbled, not so much in the club scene,
Yeah.
but played the Quebec 4 series, and
Yeah.
it's very strong out there.
You guys did great this year in the Quebec 4 circuit, right?
Yeah, we did. We would have been able to go to nationals, but some things
Oh.
happened there.
Yeah.
So,
I remember
but we did do very well on
Yeah.
the Quebec side of things as a quote-unquote Ontario team.
We have Blackson with the disc, looking up. Unfortunately, the high release. This is a tough win for a high release. You have to be extremely comfortable with a lot of spin in your high release for that to work. Firefly putting quite the throw downfield to Shaw. Shaw with the vet move of calling a timeout right on the end zone line.
I don't know about you, but personally, I'm not a fan of those timeouts near the end zone. You
Really?
have all the momentum going for you, and worst case scenario, it takes maybe 3 stall counts to get your team upfield, and then you could hit a quick reset.
Okay, so
But
here's my counter to you. Don't you find that people will buzz by you? Like, that's my gripe with being in those situations, is I find people coming downfield will come within a foot of you. It takes an experienced player to position themselves well and effectively to be successful in that position.
I do see that quite often. That
Yeah.
is true. But I feel I rather have that than come in from a timeout and the defense gets a set, take away the play you talked 45 seconds
Completely
about,
agree with you.
and it just becomes tougher.
You have the momentum to your advantage, but you need the wisdom to come with it.
The wisdom is the most crucial part. So Firefly taking their first timeout. They will have 2 per half as we are playing CUC's Nationals. As per the rules, you get 2 timeouts per half to use at your discretion.
We spoke to the Firefly captain prior to this game. They mentioned that they had 5 rookies, I think, at this roster. So it's definitely a new experience for a lot of these players, a lot of great experience playing against a wide variety of teams in the mixed circuit. The mixed division has 20 teams in it. So quite the substantial amount showing up here in Ottawa. So they get to play a wide variety and a wide caliber of teams.
That's nice getting to see what other locations in Canada are doing in their scene.
Exactly.
5 rookies is a real significant number, which you love to see still coming to the sport in their
Exactly.
master's years.
So we set up an avert stack, but unfortunately that dump was not successful from the Firefly perspective. So Rewind gets it back on O. Laxon with the disc. Quick movement to Chin. Chin looking to on the sideline to Wu. Wu gets it around. Rewind doing a great job keeping it moving on the field here. A lot of options. Kenzie. And the disc is still going. That is D'd by Firefly. McFarland with the disc. Gets it on the far sideline. Patterson. Looking to an open Vu, but looks off. D'd by Rewind. I thought Kenzie did a really good job. I don't know if you noticed that, but I feel like he took a breath before throwing it to Laxon to get it almost on the end zone line. Really making sure he had his feet stable, making sure he was going to get a good throw off.
Yeah, doing that in this wind is not always the worst thing to do. Composing yourself before throwing, especially that is the upwind side.
Yeah.
So making sure you have the right grip, execution, really important.
Yeah, because that's a role that I feel you would have to play a lot. Like, you're someone who gets a lot of Ds. You tend to play D-line, I assume, most of the time.
I do.
You're a D-line expert. But how do you get in the mindset of just being composed? Because you're quite athletic. And so I can imagine that there's situations where you have these great layout Ds. How do you compose yourself after to make a decent decision?
Well, you know, they do say sometimes conservation of greatness is a thing. So taking that extra breath after making a big play, not letting the adrenaline rush to your head.
Yeah.
You still have to make good decisions. If you only get the D, that's just half the battle, but you have to punch in or break. And breaks win games. So
And that, ladies and gentlemen, put that on a t-shirt, because if you get a layout D and then you throw it away, it's so tough to see. So that is so true.
it could be really demoralizing, especially when your D-line's grinding so hard to get one break chance.
Yes.
And then you let that chance go back in.
A bit of a miscue here from Firefly, so we're going to see the disc back in Rewind's hands for a chance at a break. Oh, what a shot by Gornaga. Really trying to get a last-ditch effort on that, but unfortunately we have an injury call.
Going for that trailing edge catch is
Yes.
a really tough skill to do. He almost got it, though, but coming out a bit injured from it.
We're seeing a bit of manual therapy happening on the field.
Potentially a cramp here in the... So, going back to the last point, we saw coming out of that timeout, first pass turnover. What do we think about timeouts on the end zone?
Listen, just because it didn't work once. Yeah, I think your claim was bolstered in that area.
So also on your other field, if you're able to have a split screen up right now, you will be seeing another great game brought to you by the Ultimate Canada YouTube channel. So if you have two screens, definitely put them to use. Two great games of Ultimate being brought to you.
See which one that is. That is not going to be identified. Want to do? We'd also like to take a bit of your time While we wait this out, to thank our sponsors, Be Ultimate and the Ottawa Tourism Board, Discraft, as well as Podium Audio. It is getting quite warm here in Ottawa. What are we at so far? Manatic, where we're located, feels like 32. And there is not one cloud in the sky to help us.
The wind today has been a redeeming factor, though, compared to yesterday when it
True.
was just scorching,
Yeah.
to say the least.
And so it's important for teams to be effective on the field, make sure that they try and reduce as many turnovers as they can in order to get on and off the field and get into shade as quickly as possible. We had a turnover here from Firefly, and so Rewind gets it on the end zone line, on the corner of the end zone. And they work it across the field. How do we feel about that?
Looks like he caught it just before it touched the ground, but saying not in.
Okay, not in. I didn't know if it was not in or not up.
Who knows at this point, but the score is confirmed here.
Confirmed. 4-1 Rewind versus Firefly. We have previously had a game where I called this the corner of death or the corner of turnovers. I found it either going from the right side to the left side of your screen was tough to get it upwind, and contrary in the opposite direction, I often found that there were turnovers from the bottom of your screen. Teams would try and punch it in, just try and get it up the line, but it's a tough throw to throw considering the wind is coming transverse. So it's a really tough corner to get out of or score in.
Yeah, very tough. It seems like not only in this game, but the previous streams that we've seen, many teams struggling with those throws and kind of coming for every team, not just in certain games.
I'm such a strong side of the field kind of player. I will always advise teams. So for viewers at home, a strong side of a field is when you get up the wind. And so in this situation, I would recommend teams to dump and swing the disc to try and get it to the top part of your screen. And so where the teams are located now is a bit easier to throw with because you're either throwing with the wind or can use that to your advantage, versus if you're at the bottom part of your screen, you really have to try and throw in a very skilled manner to try and get it because you're throwing with the wind against you.
We saw that in that last point, Rewind kind of set up a zone in that low side and in that trap side. It set up a trap, made it really tough to throw out of for the Fireflies team, and it resulted in a couple of turns.
Yep. And that's the kind of plays that you want to see. If we're going to be playing in 32-degree heat in blaring sun, I'm putting zones. I'm going to try and get those turns as quickly as possible.
I feel like zones are kind of an underutilized factor in the senior game. You see it a lot in juniors. You see it at nationals everywhere, or internationally rather, from different countries. But very underutilized, especially when it's windy like this.
Exactly. And I'd be curious to see as we evolve through the weekend. I think we're doing the mixed final tomorrow. I'll be curious to see when we're talking the two best teams in the country going against each other. I'd be curious to see from a mixed level what types of zones they're bringing, if we have the same level of wind, of course.
Yeah, they definitely have some in their bag, depending on who goes in the finals.
Yep.
We don't know that yet, but you can follow along from the website and our broadcast. But currently, it's anyone's game to get there.
Exactly. Firefly working with Stevens. An almost tripping catch, but Ziesman gets it in to a wide open Nguyen. Back to Stevens. And that's the corner. And they punch it in to Vu for the score. In that lefty. Yeah, number 10 is not on there. We both had the same reflex trying to find. We're trying to give you the assist, number 10. We just don't have your name on our roster list. We're trying to give you your props.
The nameless wonder, number 10.
The nameless wonder.
Doing an amazing job, especially on that low side, as we're talking about. It's very hard to throw there, but put in a lot of touch, a lot of spin on the disc, keeping it alive, and also making good choices throughout.
Yep. I agree. 4-2 rewind Firefly.
So a little bit about Firefly here. They've been a team since 2017, and they do hail all the way from Manitoba, where most of their players stem from. But they also said for this tournament, they have a couple of pickups from Ottawa.
Yeah.
Coming in locally.
Mostly located in Winnipeg. They're a team who really enjoy playing with each other. This is a team that is mostly based on friendship. And they did say that the last 4 years they won Spirit, and so that's a tough record to beat. They're here to play hard, but also once again win Spirit. So great objective from the Firefly team.
Love to see people uphold Spirit and also make that one of their goals.
Exactly. Be intentional with it is definitely admirable. Rewind having an easy time working up. Oh, and an exceptional catch here from Rewind in that tough corner of the field. Let me see your jersey number. I think that's Laxon. An amazing catch nonetheless. Rewind with 5, Firefly with 2.
Really good job by Shaw there. Kind of noticing them throughout this game. Their number might be 17, but I swear they're 7-11 with the way they're open all the time.
Oh my God. This man is meant for the broadcast.
So this point is going to be open gendered point. So there will be 4 open players and then 3 female matching players with an open player on the pole.
Rewind to pull to Firefly. Good floating pull here by Rewind. Setting up an avert stack with cuts appearing to come from the back of the stack. Unfortunately, unable to connect on the dump pass. And so Rewind gets it right on the doorstep of the end zone. And the flick of the wrist outside of the end zone. Pearsall punching it in to Moore for the score. Rewind 6, Firefly 2.
So within that last point, we kind of saw some good flow, a really good pull, a miscue, and it seems like the wind is kind of becoming a bit more crosswindy here, making that low side even tougher to throw on.
This wind has been so shifty, and that's tough for teams. Like you tend to adjust before the game when you're doing your warm up. You get used to where the wind is positioned. But if it changes mid game, all bets are off.
Literally, like, there's some games where we see that winning the flip and being on the right side is such an advantage. And then by like point 4, it might be completely flipped. So
Yeah.
throws a wrench in some strategy, but you always got to be adapting on the fly here in Ultimate.
And when we spoke to the Saj captain yesterday, she had mentioned that instead of doing an O and a D line, they work with upwind, downwind. How do you feel about that?
I'm a very big proponent of upwind, downwind,
Yeah.
especially in those games where wind is such a factor. Like, if you know how to play in wind and you have the right people going in certain directions, it kind of opens up the game even more than having just an O and D line where you might get the wrong line going in a tougher direction. So you're
I
kind of
hear
putting
you.
yourself in a
I
good
also feel like
position.
some players are like playing on offense. I don't know if it's because I don't love playing offense. It's just you need to be so mentally tough.
Do, and some people, it's a lot for them. So
100%.
some people just enjoy the grind of defense. I was talking with someone on Stello, and they were telling me how they always like to have that underdog mentality,
Yes,
and they only find that from playing on defense. So,
exactly.
and a push pass into the end zone in this wind, in this
Yeah.
economy.
In this economy. In the year of our
Sue.
Lord 2025, a push pass in a windy condition.
Sue is having themselves a game. Is that how we get down in BC? Because, oh man, I am a fan of push passes, let me tell you.
I don't think I've thrown a push pass in my entire career.
Really,
I've been playing for, 15 years? Don't think I've ever thrown a push pass.
it opens up your world, let me tell you.
You're a new player after you throw a push pass. We're 1 point away from half time. We're trying to communicate with the production team with our eyes here. We assume this is a timeout call by one of the teams. The wind is just winding right now. I can barely hear my mic.
Firefly going out on offense here. They do get to go downwind this time, which might be a bit more of an advantage, but looking to execute here.
And these conditions now, we're talking sunny, we're talking a considerable amount of wind. This will really separate experienced teams from teams that are more junior or have less experience throwing. It's unforgiving. If you can't throw in this wind, especially upwind, it's tough.
Seems like yesterday when we were talking with some teams, different teams are acclimatizing differently. Some teams come from places where it's not super hot, not super humid, or don't even have much wind there. So different teams have different advantages coming into these types of games.
Yep. Rewind, able to pull it about half field. Firefly going to pick up on the line. Shaw with the disc. Shaw looking upfield, now looking for a bail. Lepage with the disc. To Chen. Stevens gets it back to Chen. Chen looking for support. That was a high stall count. Fortunately does not connect. And so Rewind are going to have to make it all the way up the field if they want to try and get a break.
That upwind direction, it's very tough. I wonder if the Fireflies will sit under
Yeah.
forcing a long throw. Got a pick call.
Andra.
Pick call did happen a few passes ago. Wasn't really acknowledged. So the disc will come back. Few passes, only to the point where one more pass could have been made. But they're trying to see when that was.
Rewind had a tough day yesterday. They played a lot of high caliber teams. They lost to Dinner at 4. Same thing with Harfang Master as well as Carp. So it's going to be an interesting reassessment today to see where they land in all of this.
At 3 very tough teams to be
Yeah.
in the same pool as, which
That is a tough pool.
at that point you get to play the best, which is nice, but it might not be the best for your record.
Good attempt here by Wu from Rewind. It does not connect. And so we are Firefly back on offense. Lepage gets it to Shaw. Shaw punts it to the end zone. And it is Deed by catch.
Yeah, everything in that downwind direction, getting pushed far to the back of the end zone. We've already seen an out of bounds pull through that end zone.
Yeah.
Throwers in that direction kind of have to take a little bit off it just so it's
Yes.
still able to get to their receiver.
Exactly. The wind is getting all of our paper.
As we see Rewind taking a shot to the end zone, toes are
Oh.
in bounds.
And she was called inbounds. Good play.
What a throw, what a grab, what a toe of the line. And that is another score on the board for Rewind.
Tankersley. Abigail showing what she can do. Wow, wow, wow.
And that will take us to halftime. So stay tuned for more to come.
I love working with a team towards a common goal.
For the camaraderie.
Camaraderie and playing with my teammates.
I play for my team.
Teamwork and the connections that I can build on and off field.
For the community and the exercise.
Because of the community and the competition.
I like playing Ultimate Frisbee for the competition.
I play for the competition and the fun.
For fun.
Because fun.
I love getting to work hard.
You get out of it what you put into it.
Leave everything out here.
Every time I step on the field, I want to be a better player.
You know, give something people to talk about.
Be happy but never satisfied. To step away from real life and focus on Frisbee.
I play because I love Ultimate.
Find your drive.
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 I love working with a team towards a common goal.
For the camaraderie.
Camaraderie and playing with my teammates.
I play for my team.
Teamwork and the connections that I can build on and off field.
For the community and the exercise.
Because of the community and the competition.
I like playing Ultimate Frisbee for the competition.
I play for the competition and the fun.
For fun.
Because fun.
I love getting to work hard.
You get out of it what you put into it.
Leave everything out here.
Every time I step on the field, I want to be a better player.
You know, give something people to talk about.
Be happy but never satisfied. To step away from real life and focus on Frisbee.
I play because I love Ultimate.
Find your drive.
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 We are back the second half of this Rewind Firefly game at the Canadian Ultimate Championships in Ottawa, Canada. Rewind has been leading so far. They're up 8-2. And Firefly is starting on O. McFarland with the disc, looking upfield. And then at our mysterious number 10, Rewind gets a D. So Price with the disc, flips it back to Shaw. Shaw looking for something upfield. Great leading pass here. Handra. Handra with the really nice crossfield pass, upwind, clearly unfazed by this gusty wind going on.
We're seeing all the throws come out so far in the second half.
They came back refueled. O'Shaughnessy gets it to Eldridge. That was a sick crossfield pass by Eldridge to get it to McFarland in order to set them up for a good, strong side of the field pass.
Yeah, it got it to the strong side. And as you were saying in the first half, it's nice to throw on that side. Throwers love being on that side, and you can see with a nice weighted pass just into the perfect pass of their receiver downfield.
And you can, for those tuning in just now, you can see a bit of the direction of the wind from the flags that we have at the back of the screen. It appears to now be completely crossfield. So from into your screen towards you, I don't know how else to explain it. But yes, so as we mentioned, strong side is referring to the area where all the tents are. It's where you are higher up on the field, higher side to where the wind is. It's easier to throw from there. You're throwing downwind or using the wind to your advantage versus if you throw from the bottom part of the screen, it's a lot tougher. You have to show a lot more experience in your throws to be able to put it exactly where you want it to be. Rewind on offense. I love seeing a center to a woman. Yes. Shepard has it. She gets it to catch. Yeah, Shepard doing a great job quarterbacking right here. Luongo gets it back to catch, middle of the field. Rewind really throwing like there's not that much wind out there, which is contrary. Luongo slightly out of his reach. So Firefly is going to get a chance at a break. Nguyen with the disc in the middle of the field. Gets it to Stevens. There's a pick call. To remind the viewers at home, those who may not be that aware, a pick call, you need to be within 10 yards of your player in order for the disc to either go back good little swooping cut here. And that is the score for Firefly. Now that is a break.
Seems like both teams have been listening in to about getting the disc on the high side because both of our scores coming out of the half have been on that far side. Easier to throw the disc on.
Yeah.
And we're seeing some nice assists.
I agree. Put yourself in a position to be successful. In this situation, if you get to the high side of the field, your life will be easier. You're just going to make it easier for yourself.
So now this is the first time we've seen that Rewind's gotten broken. So
This is the first break for Rewind.
looking to put out an O-line that works well, kind of steady the ship. And we're seeing names like Laxton on the side, who's been cutting really effectively. So going to try to do the same here.
Yep.
So Firefly going with the pull from left to right here. Probably going to be an OI to make use of the win. Except he's a lefty, so disregard that.
Lefties just reset the whole system. Seeing what the 3-handler setup that Rewind had here seemed to clog a bit of what was happening on the open side.
Seems like Firefly is growing in their confidence here. Another break for them could really make the remix team sweat a little.
Yep. And we have a... Oh! That was a great throw.
Firefly electing to go over the top twice, knowing their receivers.
Showing that chemistry, Firefly.
And 2 breaks in quick succession for the team. And immediately, Rewind looks like they're taking a timeout, trying to figure some things out here.
So, Coach Brandon, what do you tell your team? You have them in a huddle. We just went down 2 breaks. We were up. What's your advice?
Oh, it's kind of tough in this scenario because you're playing so well and then just hit a little bit of a stumble coming out of the half. Maybe they're coming out a bit flat, which sometimes happens, but...
And it doesn't feel like it's decision-based. Like, the mistakes that they're making, it just, they're drops. They're not something that we've seen so far in the game. So, I agree with you. It's just like, let's just take a minute, recenter. We know how to do this. It's just little changes, little pivots that we need to make, and we'll be back on track.
Exactly. I don't think it's anything too crazy that you have to change because we've seen in their offense how they've usually ran in the first half, and they look pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, sometimes bringing attention to those small details is helpful, like you were saying.
But if I'm Firefly in this scenario, I'm riding high. We're coming back. This is our big moment.
Hey, don't call it a comeback, but like Fireflies is looking good. They're going to be going here for another break, and this time it's going to be a female matching point for the ratio.
So yesterday you asked me what my favorite comeback. What's your favorite comeback? Do you have a memory?
Ooh, there's so many memories. Is it one that I played or one that I've watched?
Dealer's choice.
Ooh, okay. We'll go for a recent one.
Okay.
So, Ottawa Phoenix was traveling down to Peck East this summer, and the team couldn't catch a cold the first half. We were dropping everything.
Are you talking about the Bravo game?
Yes, talking about the Johnny
I've
Bravo
heard about
game.
this.
One that will go down in history. So, we were down very big. I think...
Was it 7-2?
I believe it was 7-2, something of that nature. I literally blanking on it right now, but out of nowhere, the team remembered how to catch the disc. They
Love when that happens.
made some defensive adjustments. One of the best players, Jonathan Nethercutt, they forced him into a few turns, and then out of nowhere, game turns, and I think they scored the last seven in a row, something of that nature, to win it on Universe. So pretty fun to be a part of.
That's crazy. The call on the field, Rewind had possession.
So players going back to where they were before the pick was called in this red zone set. It appears that Rewind will be looking to get into a vertical stack to make the most space possible to attack.
Great backhand break here from Laxon, making it look too easy. So 9-5 Rewind, and this is, I don't want to say crucial, but that's a big change in the momentum of the game. You're down 2 breaks, you had a timeout, you recentered, and they got it done.
That's huge for them, and now you give your defense a chance to get one back for you. You know that Fireflies are riding high, and if you can put some pressure on them, maybe get a break of your own, that kills all the momentum that Fireflies worked so hard to get.
I would also like to shout out the Wind, who is currently non-existent. So a bit of a pivot here for teams. If you've thought about implementing some zone, thought about adjusting your upwind, downwind, now it's all person defense at this point.
Yeah, it seems like the Wind is a paid actor for the Fireflies team, because the second they finally get to go on O, not a lick of wind
right
at all.
Pull from the Rewind side. Those lefty flicks are coming out. They're proving to be effective. McFarland making them look easy.
Got a couple of lefties on this team, and another lefty finding their way to the end zone, and it's the Enigma that's number 10. We gotta know who that is.
Yeah, we need your name, lady. We want to give you your props.
Maybe they're doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
They just don't want the other teams to scout them, know who the shooter on the team is. They're doing well. And on that point, we saw Rewind kind of use a interesting poach set in the horizontal. They sat 2 people under and then 2 people deep. And then it was Fireflies finding the open player on this near side, and without the wind, that's kind of an easier throw.
And these are not throws that you typically see thrown. Like these cross-field OI throws are a little bit trickier to throw. They take a lot of guts, experience, and Firefly obviously showing that they have that confidence and giving those shots. It's like throwing a push pass, some might say.
As easy as throwing a push pass.
Hey, 83. Who's number 10 on your team? Yeah, like.
Huge. Brandon was able to get us the name. Number 10, Miss Hunter.
All the way from Ottawa. The 2 Ottawa pickups.
Rewind close to the end zone. What a throw from Malayo. Wow. Really putting the team Rewind in a successful position. Was able to throw a break backhand all the way up the field.
That was beautiful touch on that backhand shot. A buttery biscuit, as some might say. Me personally, I wouldn't say that, but some.
Yeah.
But some.
Some unnamed characters.
In Remix, definitely steadying the ship here. They did have that little stumble out of half, but looks like they got their feet under them. Whatever they said in that huddle is coming back to play in their favor.
100%. They really brought the confidence back. It feels like it made a difference for them mentally. Just checking back in, making sure that your team is ready and set to keep going. In a game like this, like we mentioned previously, you want to try and get on and off the field as quickly as possible, get out of the sun, because day one was tough. Day two, the sun is still blaring, but you want energy to keep going. Like tomorrow is not going to be any easier, so you want to keep some of that energy.
Both teams seeming to do well, taking those extra seconds in the tent. We see the Firefly people on the far side of your screen huddling, talking strategy under the tent, in the shade, hydrating, everything you like to see.
Yep. Player safety is paramount right now. That was a really nice pull by Rewind.
Yeah, the wind died down for a second, made full use of it.
Oh, we're seeing, what is this, a 4-person cup? Yeah, 4-person cup by Rewind. Tough throwaway here for Firefly, and so Rewind's going to get it on the line. Catch looking for some help backfield. Russo gets it across the field. And Russo tries to put it, and that is D'd by Patterson.
Patterson just getting enough of it. Scared me for a moment. Thought it might pop back up and give Russo a chance. Yeah. Those ones in the wind are always the scariest when you only get a piece of it. From a defensive standpoint, at least.
So the Rewind throws the 4-person cup back on. I've always been curious. Thoughts on a 3 versus 4-person cup?
I do like the 4-person setup when it's a crosswind, because then it's just super tough to work it around.
Interesting thought.
It does have its merits and benefits at times, but a good old-fashioned 3-person cup, it just seems standard across the board.
I just haven't, I don't think I've ever seen a 4-person cup that hasn't done what a 3-person cup did.
That's fair. That's fair.
But Firefly here again, we can see them in the first attempt at trying to get through the zone. They tried once again those IO shots, OI flick shots that were very successful for them in the end zone a couple points ago. So we see that they're comfortable throwing these over the top throws.
I think that's one of the reasons they might have switched from a 3 to a 4, because it puts pressure on those people to take away the IOs, and now you have to throw those over the tops, or you have to swing it around. And as the wind picks up in the crosswind, those around shots are tough. Those shots that are in the wind get pushed. They become more difficult. So
and the wind once again making a comeback.
The wind is
it's just all over
doing
the place.
Everything in this game.
Yeah.
Super hard to plan for.
So we have 11-6 for Rewind versus Firefly. Games to 15. Game started at noon. We still have some time. It's only 1 p.m.
Plenty of time.
Great pull here by Shepard.
Offside is called.
Ooh.
And Firefly is going to allow the disc to drop. And since it's the first offside, it is going to come in at the brick.
So for those at home who have not been made aware or need a little rule refresher for an offside when you're on defense, before the pull is released, every foot in the end zone needs to remain within the end zone line. And even if that's foot on the line is considered illegal. Shaw with those OI flicks. A lot of movement here from Firefly, showing a lot of confidence, playing against this defense. Well, see, now we have a 3-person cup. It's like they listen to the broadcast.
They must have someone on the line listening in, because
make it a 3.
Or maybe they're playing the 4 going left to right and the 3 right to left.
Okay, interesting tactic, yeah.
I guess we'll have to see another point to see.
Stevens looking very comfortable with the disc.
Nice
Shaw put it through the zone. Stevens and Shaw working really effectively together. Tough turn after making it most of the field. Rewind will be on offense.
Firefly was moving that disc well. They finally got it to the high side, found an option in the middle, and just a slight miscue, which unfortunate to see.
Those are tough situations when you're a handler and you've played so low. You've thrown about 74 throws. What a run here for Rewind, and Price making it look effortless.
Nice touch on that.
Yeah.
And when the disc was thrown, it was a downwind throw. But now at this point, I don't know what this went. But a nice throw nonetheless.
That showed a lot of experience in that huck, because exactly like you said, throwing a downwind huck, you either have to throw higher, so in order for it to float, or time it perfectly with your cutter to make sure that they can just run onto it.
And it seems like that one both happened, so kudos.
We have 12. This is our heat timeouts. We had talked about heat breaks prior. Teams, when the score is at 4 and the score is at 12 points, they are suggested, not mandated, to take heat breaks just to make sure they conserve energy, player safety, making sure that they have access to water and can take some time off. These players are working extremely hard. I'm sure you can see it from the broadcast at home. We need to make sure that our players stay safe.
Love that these are implemented and given people the additional chance to grab some water, grab some shade, do what you need to make sure your body is recovering properly in between points.
34 degrees with Humidex right now. We're lucky that they're playing on grass.
Oh my goodness. If this was on turf,
right,
it would be even warmer on the
Raise your hand if you've played on turf and your cleats have melted.
If you didn't see it in the booth, we had multiple people raise their hands, just so you know.
I was reading an article about summer sports, and they were saying that the climate change and how heat is just exorbitant in the summers is affecting how people are able to play outdoor sports, and that in the coming years it's possible that we see more domes, we see times adjusted, because exactly like what we have right now, these are incredibly tough conditions to play in.
They really are, and as it gets warmer and warmer, it's having these things
dangerous.
It becomes dangerous on the athletes, especially when it comes to turf and that added heat at surface level.
For sure. Do you play well in the heat?
I do to an extent, but after it hits a point, it's you're just out there. Like 34 is already hot. These athletes out here are doing amazing too. They're playing at a high quality for the
100%
the temperature it is right now.
All right, Rewind looking to clinch the game here. We're 3 points away from a 15 score. We see the 3-person cup again. Hunter, the lefty, working it across the field, and she is helped by Nguyen. To McFarlane. There's a lot of lefties on this team.
I've always wondered, what if you just put like 4 lefties on a line? Does that just mean free break throws? Like,
I actually thought that was gonna work, man. McFarlane has been successful in those OI flicks pretty much throughout the entire game.
that's their shot.
Yeah. Rewind gets it on O. They're going to have to work it up the field, but nothing we haven't seen before.
And they're going to poach that far side. One defender sitting under and one taking the deeps.
I feel like it would have been just a tad more successful had they waited another sequence
Exactly.
of cutting.
The offense got to see it a bit early, plan and adjust. If they just waited slightly longer, probably a poach block that we're looking at.
Rewind. Throwing, not a problem here.
End zone timeouts. Taken by a rewind.
Brandon is gripping the table.
They are going upwind, mind you, and on this low side of the field, anything can happen.
I agree. If you had a play to run, would you go cut from the stack or cut from backfield?
Well, my favorite end zone play.
You're a cutter, so you're going to say cut from the stack.
No. Me personally, I would set up a triple isolation.
A triple ISO?
A triple ISO. You need to maximize the space in that scenario. So, thrower-led throw.
Oh, okay.
At that point, if they get it, you're probably looking in the middle or probably still on this near third.
Okay.
And then you should have two other options in isolation.
Okay.
If you can't hit those two options, you're looking to bail it. But at that point, you've already maximized your space. So should be scoring.
Listen, you're the expert. Brandon Adebe made it on a World's Game short roster. That's the Olympics version of Ultimate. So the pro says it.
Hey, I'm copywriting it though, so if I see y'all run that play, I need my royalties.
Exactly. He needs his kudos. He will be showing up to your fields.
Seems like we have a horizontal in the end zone. We don't see this too often.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Just like a crossfield cut by Rewind.
Yeah. They were looking to get it high side with that horizontal, and they did just that.
I like that play.
I do.
Rewind and write that down.
I mean, y'all can use this one and then save mine for like when you really need it, but this one was nice too.
Yeah, that was good. That was very original. We tend to see like a cut from a dump spot up the line, come back from front of the stack, but this was very original.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Rewind.
Rewriting the book and kind of like the creativity. Like, a lot of the plays we see in Ultimate, a lot of them have already been used. You see a vertical stack.
Yeah.
You see the cuts from the back or maybe a handler going up line. We've all seen that before.
Do you remember when the pro, I don't know if you were around there, but the pro, the men's professional circuit had started implementing a C stack?
Yes. I've heard about
died,
that.
That did not stay.
It didn't. Like, you occasionally see it and it's like, what's this team run? Oh, they're still old school like that, but it's very rare to see nowadays. I'm not sure why that died out.
I don't know. I think it's tough for any team to learn a new system and really work through it and not it just become a vert stack.
Exactly. Like, reinventing the wheel is pretty tough. We are seeing some newer stacks, like, or I don't know if you can call them new, but like resurfacing things like L stacks or the 3 vertical and then 2 people on the outsides. We see that quite a bit on the open side. But definitely hard to reinvent the wheel when people have been making stacks for so long.
Luongo here attempted a great defensive prowess. Firefly trying to get out of this 3-person cup. Firefly just moving the disc. Getting to a high stall count here. To Eldridge. And through the cup.
Seems like Fireflies is a little bit too happy to lose yards. But it works out. And a timeout in the middle of the field, just bordering on that red zone. I believe this is their first of the second half.
Second half.
Perhaps, perchance.
Perhaps per chance. They were able to get through that zone. It felt like they were just getting pinned on that sideline there. And it was an attempt at just getting out of that position. Works out.
Works out. Which
I
is
find that was one of the big differences. When I stopped playing senior and started playing masters, one of the things I noticed was just put it. I feel over the years when I played senior, it was a tough thing to figure out when to be adventurous and to try things, because it's so much more, it's tougher to get it. If you throw it away, you might not get it back. You're not getting that chance again. And in masters, I feel like it's to your advantage to try things, to put it.
Like, you've played on some pretty high leverage teams where you might be going up against like Boston Brute Squad.
Don't mess with Brute Squad.
If you turn it over once, will you see the disc for the rest of the game?
No.
Who knows? Like,
exactly.
But masters, you've gotten to play with these people for a while. You know their tendencies.
Yeah.
You know, oh, if I throw it up high, that might not be a good look for someone else, but it's like, I know that one teammate, they're coming down with it 9 times out of 10.
Yes, exactly. We're seeing a vert stack from Firefly. A bit far away from the disc, I'd say.
And 3 handlers. And Rewind looking to surround the stack to share.
And it works.
Red zone timeouts, red zone turns. I'm pushing the agenda here.
Brandon will get you to stop calling timeouts when you caught a huck. Luongo looking for something upfield. Throws with the backhand break. Wait, is it a break? What's the force here? And that is caught. What a run by Rewind.
Nice throw into the end zone, and it was picture perfect. Like, if that was 1 more inch away, I don't know if the receiver would be able to grab it, but I was perfectly weighted.
We're on the doorstep at the end of the game, folks. We are 14-6, Rewind versus Firefly.
And this next point is going to be a male matching point. So 4 male matching players and then 3 female matching players will be the ratio. And wind picking up again, but this time it's a crosswind. So who knows how that will affect the teams. Who knows if it will even be there by the time we start this point.
Yeah, exactly. There's one thing we've had to accept. It's the unpredictability of this wind.
Makes it all the fun here in the booth, though. But
yeah, there's a lot of great games happening this afternoon in the mixed division. Quarterfinals coming up at 3:30 this afternoon. Currently 1:17 p.m. So in about 2 hours, 8 of the top mixed teams, so the top 8 currently, will be going head-to-head to try and secure a spot in the semifinals. Semifinals happening tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning.
Bright and early.
Bright and early. You have to earn your spot to the finals bright and early.
You always got to be able to win early in the morning for most of these tournaments, so
yeah,
nice trait to have.
Great pull by Rewind. And we're looking at person defense, which is a bit of a change here. Oh, a miscue from Firefly, giving Rewind the opportunity to clinch the game.
And it almost seemed like Fireflies were expecting a zone from the way they were moving.
It's tough when you have had a zone put on you and you set up your O-line in a way where you have 4 handlers and you have people popping, versus now, oh, okay, we have to set up a play. Oh, okay. I thought that was in the end zone.
Ju-
Just out of the end
Hatching
zone.
On the end zone.
Liang. And Rewind clinches the game. 15-6 Rewind Firefly.
Another game of Ultimate in the books. A real good one. And nice to see from two teams who coming to Masters in Ottawa. Like,
Yeah.
nice to see they traveled across and put on a show for us.
Yeah, big shout out to them coming here, getting some good competition. Thanks to all the viewers at home. Thank you to our production team, our video staff, working hard here at Canadian Ultimate Championships Masters Edition. We will have more games for you for the rest of the day, so stay tuned, stay logged in, like and follow Canadian Ultimate YouTube channel. I am Kimberly Morin-Coulombe.
And Brandon Adibe.
Have a nice day.